O wise finger of suspicion, I consult thee. I beseech thee. Okay, we got George Strum, Linda, Horace, Brewster, Christine, Kenneth, Rosamund, Carrie. Oh my god, literally everybody. Alright. Wow, there's so many people that I probably just shouldn't even do anything. Let's start off with the gardeners, since they've just been out in the open lately.
All-knowing power.
Yes, get on with it, Porto. It's search room, isn't it? Okay, yeah, search room. Okay, that's all I need to hear. Yeah, to the gardeners then. Oh, that's the wrong button. There we go. Hastings time. Okay, so we just had figured out that there was red hair on the hairbrush that shouldn't have been there. Can we talk to Adelaide?
May I help you, sir?
No, it appears
No, miss.
not. Okay. I wonder if Will may have gotten the winch we need now to open up that thing in the rock. We'll ask him.
Like a ride to the island?
Yeah, sure.
Yes, please.
I guess he
Let's
hasn't
be
gotten
off
it then.
Is it true Mrs. Castle has seen U-boats off the island?
Oh, yeah.
I suppose it must be.
She calls them
She
in.
spends hours up in the tower at the hotel.
So, search the gardener's room. There's probably a lot of rooms that we can search right now, if I'm being honest. Oh, we don't even have to go through the balconies anymore, because we have that master key. Let's get to it. Oh, real quick, I should check. Does anyone on the guest list have JN as their initials? I don't think they do. But we had all those creepy-ass notes that were in Arlena's flat, or her room, that were signed by somebody named JN, who was definitely the murderer. The murderer is definitely whoever wrote those notes, because they were, like, stalker, obsessive, scary. I literally can't think of a way that that would be a part of the game without it being that that was the murderer who wrote those notes. And we saw notes from Patrick in the room, and the handwriting and style was way different, so we know that it was not Patrick. Okay, gardener's room. I don't think we've actually been in here before.
Believe me when I tell you, Hastings, there was nothing of interest in those drawers.
If you're so certain, old chap. Sorry, when Hastings doesn't say anything, I feel the pressure to talk in Hastings' voice. Moving on. What's this?
Interesting. I'll put it in my notebook.
We progress, mademoiselle. Okay, I'll stop. What was that? Documents. Handbill. Anton Chekhov's Three Sisters, starring Arlena Stewart. There you go. So, that's all the evidence we needed. This was the show. I didn't even need evidence. I called that as soon as we heard it. This is the show that was supposed to go on at Oakley Gardner's Theater, where Arlena was the star, but she called off sick the night before, and he went bankrupt over it. So that is motive right there. And he claims that he came to this island to try to make back his riches by finding the lost treasure.
Ah, beautiful and without clutter.
And I'm not sure if I believe that. Still, though, I feel like the murderer had to have been a stalker of some kind.
Believe me when I...
Okay, yes, there's nothing in there. Okay, that's one important item we just found. Oh, it looks like we finally get full reign of everyone's rooms. Awesome. I'm in Emily Brewster's room now. She's got something over here.
This may be important. I'll keep it in my notebook.
All right, Hastings boy, let's give it a look. Millie Parsons' letter. Oh, it's a letter from Millie. Dear Emily, it is a harsh world we find ourselves in, isn't it? I think only when I dance I can put its cares from me. You have given me that escape and so much more. I can't tell you how much your friendship means to me. Love, Millie. That's sad. I understand now why Emily was so distraught about the murder and is very grateful that we helped to solve it.
Poirot approves of the symmetry.
Okay, Wes Anderson, get the fuck out of here.
Poirot
I think that's all there is in her room. Only the one camera angle. It's Gladys again. Anything new with you, girl?
Mademoiselle, there is a favor you could do for Poirot.
Oh?
Would you be willing to help with an experiment?
What kind of experiment?
Do tell,
Or
Poirot.
would you be so kind as to open the jar for me, please? Ah, I see you mean to prove your theory that no woman would have the strength to strangle Madame Masher.
Poirot.
Can't do it, sir. It's on there ever so tight.
Would you mind asking one of the ladies at the hotel to open it?
Why a lady? Surely any of the sturdier gents could do it.
Gladys is helping our case.
This is your plan? What do you say to that?
Tell Tell her you have a phobia about other men opening jars for you.
What?
It's some of the
That is
most
absurd. She will
Sigmund
think
Freud
Poirot is a
shit.
lunatic.
If you won't do it, I win my point. No woman could have throttled Arlena Marshall.
Oh god, this is some good stakes.
Mademoiselle Gladys, that is to say, I have the tiniest of phobias about other men opening jars for me.
Bro!
As unbelievable as that sounds.
Oh,
That is-
no, sir.
That is...
I believe it. Coming from you, I'll give it a go.
Who shall I have tried?
Bro, what? Okay, I think that Miss Brewster would probably be the one who could open it.
Mademoiselle Brewster.
Okay, she's just gonna go back and then come back after asking, could you please open this jar? Do I wait here? What's going on? I guess we come back later and see if they opened it. Wow. That was a fucking first-rate exchange between Poirot and Hastings. I enjoyed that. Let's check Horace's room now.
This room belongs to Mr. Blatt.
I don't think we've been in here before.
Quite interesting.
Is that an oil stain?
I say, what caused that oily spot?
Yeah.
My nose tells me it is some kind of oil. A test would determine it more precisely.
Oil usually is the perpetrator behind an oily spot. Can we soak it in with something? How do we get a sample of it?
You presume?
I say,
My nose tells...
Okay, well, we need a test, but what can we use on it? Stethoscope? No. I don't think we have an empty bottle. I'll have to come back to that. There's probably, like, tissues or towels or something I can pick up in this chapter.
They are blackout curtains.
Same as in Arlena's room. Alright. Stephen Lane's room.
if I remember correctly, this must be Stephen Lane's room.
Oh wait, we've already been in here plenty of times. Let's see if there's anything new. He has a Revelations Bible
A
verse.
Bible.
Not so unlike...
Revelation.
Yeah,
Thou
220.
sufferest
And it's literally just an entry about hating women. Yeah, nothing suspicious there, Stephen. Oh, this is our room. I'm not gonna find anything in there. Or will I? Kenneth's room. Is Kenneth?
Forgive
Yes!
the intrusion, Captain
We found
Marshall.
him! Finally.
My condolences.
So many questions for you.
Forgive me, but I must impose upon you.
Carry on.
Poirot, I just saw a shadow by the balcony door. I think someone is out there listening.
Let me see, let me see.
Ah, well, we will let them listen, I think.
Okay. So there's someone outside. I'm guessing it's Linda, if I'm being real.
Mrs. Marshall was your second wife?
Yes.
You have been married how long?
Just over 2 years.
Really?
The marriage? It was a happy one?
Certainly.
Oh, don't lie to me. Don't lie to me, because I'll know, Marshall.
Have you any idea who might have killed your wife?
None whatever.
Had she any enemies?
Possibly.
I say,
Oh?
Don't misunderstand me. Arlena was an actress. She was also a good-looking woman. She aroused a certain amount of jealousy, envy, hatred, malice.
From men as well as women?
Mostly women.
That is true, mostly women.
Was Mrs. Marshall previously acquainted with anyone in this hotel?
I believe she had met Mr. Redfern before, at some cocktail party.
Wait, before this? They knew each other from before? Dang.
How did you spend your time this morning?
I breakfasted downstairs at 10 minutes after 9 o'clock. After that, I went down to the bathing beach where I saw you. I had a quick bathe.
That's true.
Let me see. At about 20 minutes to 11, I returned here to type some letters. I typed until
heard that.
10 minutes to 12. I then changed into tennis kit as I had a date to play tennis at 12.
Who else played the tennis?
Mrs. Redfern, Miss Darnley, and Mr. Gardner.
Okay.
I went down at 12 o'clock. Miss Darnley was there. Mr. Gardner and Mrs. Redfern arrived a few minutes later.
Ooh.
We played for about an hour. Just as we came into the hotel afterwards, I got the news.
When was the last time you saw your wife?
I'm gonna say Darnley's innocent.
9 o'clock. She was in her room opening her letters.
What was her manner? Unusual at all?
No, perfectly normal.
Did she mention at all what were the contents of the letters?
No.
Maybe there was those letters that we just saw from J.N.
You did not, pardon me, object to your wife's friendship with Monsieur Redfern?
I wasn't in the habit of criticizing my wife's conduct.
Oh, buddy.
You did not protest or object in any way?
Certainly not.
Packet of lies. We overheard them arguing.
Oh, man. Man, you just love telling lies, don't you, Marshall?
You will not deny then that Monsieur Redfern admired your wife?
He probably did. Most men did. She was a very beautiful woman.
You were persuaded there was nothing personal in the affair?
I never thought about it.
Sure.
Utter rot.
Get this guy out of here.
Did your wife leave a will?
You know, I'm not sure.
Her solicitors?
Barkett and Applegood, Bedford Square. They handled all of her business affairs.
Was she well off?
Well, yes, her career was very successful, as I've told you. I would expect she was worth in the neighborhood of £50,000.
That's quite an
And
inheritance.
you would call your wife a rich woman?
I'll say.
I suppose she was, really. See here, Poirot. Aren't you getting a good way from the essentials of this business? What I believe or don't believe is surely not relevant to the plain fact of murder.
You do not comprehend, Captain Marshall. There is no such thing as the plain fact of murder. Murder springs 9 times out of 10 out of the character and circumstances of the murdered person. Because the victim was the kind of person he or she was, therefore, was he or she murdered. Until we can comprehend fully and completely exactly what kind of person Elena Marshall was, we shall not be able to see clearly exactly the kind of person who murdered her.
Was there anything else?
Not at present, thank you.
Feel free to nose around all you like. I need some air.
Good, because I was actually planning to do that. Is Poirot suggesting now that Arlena might have actually been holding a secret that we do not yet know? That she was wrapped up in something. Oh, typewriter. Okay, can we check the ribbon?
This is certainly significant.
How do we check the ribbon on these things? There's probably a tool I use.
Does nothing
No, not that way. Am I supposed to type something?
This is neither.
No. Forgive me, I don't own a typewriter. Okay, I'm not sure how this is gonna work, but I feel like there's something important we need to do with it. I mean, he must have been typing something important, because he was typing up a storm. And also, he keeps on telling us bold-faced lies. Oh, we should go out to the balcony. Maybe Linda's just gonna be chilling out here, and we're gonna ambush her. Oh, is this Miss Christine Redfern? Right where we thought we had seen somebody? Who was snooping?
You were right, Monsieur Poirot, weren't you?
Madame?
You asked me to have patience. And now, Arlena has been removed from the picture.
I might have killed her for you,
But the
bestie.
manner of her removal is not something to celebrate, I think.
Oh, I'm not celebrating, I'm not that callous. But I do know that eventually that door will open, and it will be my husband standing there.
If you could give me an account of your movements this morning?
Of course. Let me see. On my way down to breakfast, I stopped in to see Linda Marshall and fixed up with her to go to Sanctuary Cove. That was about 9:40. After breakfast, I saw you in the lobby. I sketched that man for you at about 10:20.
Again, my thanks.
Then Linda and I set out for Sanctuary Cove.
Sanctuary Cove.
What did you do at Sanctuary Cove?
I made some sketches of the birds, while Linda swam and sunbathed. Have you seen them walk, Monsieur Poirot? Quite reminded me.
Ha!
We will
Hastings
not dwell
is
upon
so
the birds,
vindicated.
madame, if you don't mind.
As you wish.
So what time was this?
What time was that?
I think it was just on 10:30.
Murder was at like, what was it, 11:15 or 11:45, somewhere in that window? Okay, and so long as they stayed there. Wait, did Linda say that... Yeah, Linda said that she left the beach eventually.
What was Mademoiselle Linda doing when you left the beach?
Oh, Linda went into the sea again.
Did Linda Marshall actually enter the sea before you left the beach?
Yes. Oh, yes, she ran down the beach. I heard her splashing in the waves as I climbed the path.
That's a little suspicious on the delivery there.
What happened after you went back to the hotel?
I changed into my tennis things and went to the tennis court where I met the others. We played 2 sets and were just going in when the news came about Mrs. Marshall.
Okay, wait, what time did she leave, though? Because she was late for tennis.
What time did you leave?
At 11:45. I was playing tennis at 12 with Miss Darnley, Mr. Marshall, and Mr. Gardner.
But you were late,
How
weren't
did you know the time?
Linda had a watch. I asked her.
I see. And then?
I packed up my sketching things and went back to the hotel.
How did you feel when you learned of Madame Marshall?
Relieved.
It was a horrible thing to happen.
Girl, please.
Yes. But you were so very surprised?
I think I see what you mean. No, I was not perhaps surprised. Shocked, yes. But she was the kind of woman.
She was the kind of woman to whom such a thing might happen. Yes, madame. That is the truest and most significant thing that has been said to Poirot today.
Thank you, Christine. I cannot stand all these fake people. I'm going in your room now.
No.
Okay, never mind. Rosamund Darnley's room. Oh shit, you scared me. It's like she's standing behind me waiting to knock me out.
May I put to you some questions, mademoiselle?
Of course, I'll do anything I can to help.
Alright, let's get into it.
Could you please tell me of your movements this morning?
I had breakfast shortly after 9, say 10 past. Then I collected my book, spoke with you in the lobby briefly, and went to read at the Ledgers. That must have been about 25 past 10. I came back to the hotel about 10 minutes to 12, got my tennis racket and played until about 1.
From about 10:30 until 20 minutes of 12, you were at the Ledges and never left there during that time?
Not entirely. At about 11, I went back to my room to fetch my sun hat. I saw Kenneth Marshall typing in his room.
Same.
Indeed. From the hall, perhaps? Or the balcony?
The hall. His door was slightly ajar.
Slightly ajar.
Did you see Madame Marshall this morning?
No.
You did not see her as she paddled her float round to Cutter's Cove?
No, she must have gone before I got there.
Okay, and did you see anyone at all on the float?
Did you see anyone at all on a float or in a boat?
At the Ledgers? Possibly Mr. Blatt. At least I think it was his boat. It had a white sail, though.
You didn't see Monsieur Redfern and Mademoiselle Brewster when they rode past?
No, I don't think I did. You see, I was reading, only glancing up occasionally.
Did you pass anyone on the path? Did anyone pass you on the path? I think the syntax is a little off on this question.
Did anyone pass you on the path?
No, I just can't read
I
it
was on
right.
the
Damn
low
it.
end. Unless someone had called out to me, I doubt I would have noticed them.
You're well acquainted with Captain Marshall.
You were, I think, acquainted with Captain Marshall?
He is an old family friend. We grew up next door to one another, although I had not seen him for a good many years. It must be nearly 12.
All right. Were the Marshalls on good terms with one another?
Were the Marshalls on good terms with one another?
On perfectly good terms, I should say.
Monsieur Marshall, he was very devoted to his wife?
Ken, Mr. Marshall, is rather old-fashioned. He hasn't got the modern habit of shouting matrimonial woes upon the housetop.
Yeah, and he also doesn't have the modern habit of not lying to Belgian detectives.
Did you like Madame Marshall?
No.
Why was that?
She was bored to death with women and showed it. On the other hand, men were a very different story.
Do you think her husband was aware of her interests in that line?
I think that he accepted his wife, quite frankly, for what she was. He had no illusions about her. but I could be wrong.
And do you know of anyone with a grudge against Madame Marshall?
Do you know of anyone with a grudge against Madame Marshall?
Only wives. But since she was strangled, I presume that it was a man who killed her.
Everyone keeps
Mademoiselle,
on saying
May
this.
I ask a favor of you?
Oh,
You found my
We're gonna ask her to open the
typewriter,
jar?
Monsieur Poirot. I am in your debt.
What would you have me ask, Hastings?
oh no, that's completely unrelated. What do we want? Pieces of fabric. Charge for a frock. I guess some fabric? Yeah, so we can pick up the oil stain.
Could you compare some pieces of fabric for me?
Never mind.
I would
read
be
that wrong.
happy to. Fabric
we need
is
this too.
something I know quite a bit about.
Merci.
What's she gonna tell us? Just
Perfect
they're cut
favor
from the same
to ask.
cloth?
You are learning to exercise their little gray cells with great skill. It would seem the obvious request.
Poirot just... I
This
love his little
cut
pep
piece is
talks.
fine silk. From a lady's hat, I would say. The torn bit is rayon, inexpertly dyed.
Wait,
Many
what?
thanks, mademoiselle.
Wait, they're
I
not the
thank you
same?
for your cooperation.
Wait a second. So this is fine silk from her hat, but this is actually different. It's a rayon, and it was inexpertly dyed, is what she said? It's, like, not well put together? Dude, what does that mean?
We will not be
Okay, well, we won't search her room when she's in it. That's, very interesting. I'm gonna run to the mainland, actually, because I just remember that Colonel Weston's there, and he's probably got a report for us on Mr. North, who we sent him a sketch of not long ago. And even if he's not, when we come back, Gladys may be back, figuring out if Emily Brewster was able to open up a thing of bath salts or whatever. But that is interesting. I misread the question, and I thought we were going to ask for some fabric pieces so that we could...
Yes, please.
On me, what?
I thought we were going to ask for some fabric
hope you
pieces
don't-
so that we could
any
actually
of-
just go right ahead and have something to sample the oil with at the bottom of, what, Mr. Blatt's suitcase, I think it was? But no, it was, she was comparing two things which I thought were identical, and they weren't. And I'm not sure how to infer that yet. Hey, Weston.
Poirot, any indications yet in Arlene Marshall's murder?
Indications, yes. But there is still work to be done, Colonel.
Of course. How can I help?
A lot of things. Scotland Yard.
Have you an answer from Scotland Yard on the sketch?
Yes, goes by the name of John North.
Oh,
Here's
he's
the
real?
report.
I will copy the important points into my notebook.
Okay, we'll give that a read.
Nasty bit of goods there. Hate to hear he's in my district.
Okay, so he has a record, but his name is not Gideon Fell, which is all I really wanted to know.
Has the body been moved from Cutter's Cove?
Yes, Dr. Neasden is performing the autopsy right now in Kingsbridge.
Okay, I guess we're not going to meet this Neasden dude, but he's a part of the story.
Did your men uncover anything new from the murder scene?
No, nothing I'm afraid.
Nothing at all.
Have you the report on the Alice Corrigan case?
Here you are. As I said, it wasn't my district. Chief Constable in charge did all he could. Eventually turned it over to Scotland Yard. They have a couple of men on it, I believe.
Merci beaucoup. I will make the notes of my own.
Husband's alibi looks unbreakable, and there are no other real suspects.
Okay. Oh, we have the letter from JN.
I have here the
John North!
written
Holy
to
shit,
Elena,
John North! I'm an
signed only
idiot!
J.A.
I'm a
Do
fucking
you think you
idiot!
could have Scotland Yard
It's totally
ask among
John
her
North.
acquaintances in London if they can identify this man?
JN? It's not much to go on. Do you have anything else?
What the hell are
Not
you
at
on
this
about,
time,
Weston?
I'm
It's
afraid.
John North! Oh my god! Okay, I forgot that his name was John, but I should have totally seen that the second letter was N. John North, okay, that guy's our murderer. Has to be our murderer. I don't know how I didn't see it before. I assumed he was doing something for the Germans. Okay, but now to figure out why and who, and how it relates to Millie Parsons and all of that.
Do you have the background checks on the suspects?
Not yet, I'm afraid.
Okay, so no background checks, so we don't know anything from that yet.
Mrs. Castle is very nervous. She may attempt the escape.
We're ready to follow if she does.
And does Monsieur Blatt report to you that his boat has been fired upon? Wait, that happened? I might have just tuned that out if he told me.
Did Monsieur Blatt report to you that his boat had been fired upon?
I'll say not. When was this?
That I cannot tell you. He mentions an accident in the storm only.
What storm? We've had fair weather for weeks now.
Then why would he conceal such an attack?
I could bring him in for questioning.
Not just yet, please.
That won't help us.
Again, I would advise only to watch his movements should he leave Seadrift Island.
I'll inform my men.
Thank you, monsieur.
Okay, I'm very, very convinced now that John North killed Arlena Stewart and he was like her stalker or something. But there's still a lot of unanswered questions in this game, so it still has my attention. And he might have even had some accomplices. Let's take a look at these two new documents. Report on Mr. North. Jasper Allen North. I thought he went by John. Still, that's a J name. Green Lane, London, SE2. North has a long and varied criminal history, beginning with loitering with intent and car theft at age 14. We got a regular Dexter Egan over here. From there, he graduated to driving for a criminal gang based in Whitechapel. Taken in charge in 1921 on suspicion of driving a car in the Carberry bank robbery. Released. Suspected of being the driver in the 1923 Royston armored car job. No charges filed. Arrested since then on various charges ranging from smuggling to assault and battery. Currently reported to be working as one of London's top drug rings as a trafficker and distributor. Okay. So he's got a spotted past, and he definitely doesn't seem like he's had a good arc lately. Noted. And then here we have some details on the Alice Corrigan strangling. Alice Corrigan, 32, resident of Tottenham. I don't know how you say that. It looks like it's French. Victim's body was discovered by a young woman hiker, Elizabeth Stride, in a small wooded area approximately a half-mile south of the Tottenham train station at 11:15 on 20th of May, 1940. It was later determined she had been strangled with a pair of powerful hands. Have we not already read this? This sounds exactly like the Millie Parsons murder. Maybe they were just like in the exact same place. Strangled with a pair of powerful hands, and the coroner's jury returned a verdict of murder by person or persons unknown. Stride, a school teacher from Bath, was able to set the time of the discovery by St. Bartholomew's church bell marking the quarter hour. Victim's husband, Edward Corrigan, informed the police that the expected to be met by his wife when he arrived. On the 11:30 from London, she often crossed through the woods on her way from their cottage into town. Corrigan had a possible motive. He inherited close to £5,000 upon the death of his wife. Corrigan's alibi, however, is ironclad. He was definitely placed by both a conductor, Peter Michaels, and another passenger, Arthur Gibble, a member of the town council, on board the train at the time of the murder. Okay, so yeah, we heard that his alibi is airtight. The train arrived in Tottenham on schedule at 11:30. Due to the similarities between this crime and the murder in Brixham of the Millie Parsons schoolgirl, an attempt to link the two victims was made without success. To date, no arrests have been made, and there are no serious suspects. Okay. Yeah, maybe I'm missing something, but I don't see a link either. It was just two very similar murders, but there's nothing else to connect them.
The information you requested should be available later in the day.
Okay. Let's see if Horace is still chilling in the pub. No, he's not. Okay, we will go back to the mainland and see if Gladys is back with our little science experiment, and we will see who is right and who is wrong. Personally, I hope that Hastings is wrong. I think Poirot might be... Personally, I think that I hope Hastings is right. Poirot could do with a knockdown from his high horse.
Like a ride to the island?
Yes, please.
Yes, please.
Let's be off.
And we still don't know what was up with John Cutter's ghost, or whatever his name was. Was his name John Cutter? No, it was Tom Cutter. Damn. Tom Cutter's ghost. Yeah, that happened too, and we're not sure why. Gladys, what do you got for me?
Any luck with the opening of the jar, mademoiselle?
Miss Brewster opened it right up.
I was right,
Gosh, she's strong.
but I'm also
Merci
sad.
beaucoup, mademoiselle. You have done an excellent job.
What should I do with the jar?
It is yours. Take it as well with the sincere thanks of Hercule Poirot.
Wait, but there's nothing important
Phobias
in it?
must be a heavy burden to bear.
Oh, that's right, because we're so afraid of strong men and unopened jars. Alright, Poirot, go ahead and gloat all over Hastings. On your time, when you're ready.